Hello, all fellow citizens of Williamsport. I'm bringing you another message from the Williamsport Today channel, which makes its very best effort at exposing the things that you don't hear or read in the slanted newspaper of Williamsport, the Sun Gazette. But we'll talk about the Sun Gazette a little bit later and the way it slants everything according to what the city council and the mayor wants to be written about the city of Williamsport. They allow free press otherwise, but if it's going on in Williamsport, the Williamsport Sun Gazette will slam it. They do not give fair and free press to everything that's going on in Williamsport. But that's another chapter. Today, I have had a lot of people come up to me, and they have just recently found out that the city of Williamsport sold for, I believe the amount was $3 million, I was told. It could be more, could be less. Don't quote me on that one. But they sold the streets surrounding the Williamsport Hospital to the hospital. Now, first, let's ask ourselves. The city council and the mayor are supposed to represent the citizens of the city of Williamsport. For some reason, I fail to remember that it was put up to a vote as to whether or not they sell off any city property for any amount. Now, the first thing you must keep in mind is that the city of Williamsport belongs to the citizens of Williamsport. That's just like a lot of police officers like to come up and say, get off my street, get off my sidewalk, or anything where they're claiming ownership of it. When in fact, while they're doing in uniform doing their job, the citizens of Williamsport own them. Just like the citizens of Williamsport own the mayor and the city council, their offices, just like they do the actions of the police department. But we've already talked about those bigots. The majority of the department are bigots, and they promote bigotry in there. You get moved up to the county. But anyway, the important thing that we're discussing is how the city is selling off the city of Williamsport to Williamsport Hospital and the colleges, mainly Penn Tech. Now, those of you that aren't aware of it, they have not made a big statement about it, but I have been informed by a good authority within the administration that the Penn Tech security officers are now have more power than the police officers of the city of Williamsport. So I guess now the city of Williamsport police has to ask permission to do something from Penn Tech. But there was never a vote to sell off those streets. And so the hospital is claiming that they own them and they are private. Well, if that be the fact, then there should not be any public transportation, such as River Valley Transit running their buses on a private street. When those streets need repairs, the city of Williamsport or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania should not be doing any repairs or maintenance such as plowing and salting. But keep your eyes open and watch. They will be plowed, salted, and repaired by either the Commonwealth out of Montoursville or the city will do it. Yet we do not own that property no more. It was stolen from the citizens of Williamsport by the city council that sold it to them. And also keep in mind all this property that the hospital said that they needed to expand. If you go to the hospital, you will see it has all become parking lots. They have not built, they have built parking lots. So they are forcing people out of their homes. Now, it is believed that when you buy your home, you own it. Let me correct you right there. There is this thing called give me a second to remember what they call it. I'll remember as I'm talking, I'm sure. However, it gives the city the right to come in and throw you out of your house. And they'll give you whatever they want and call it a fair market rate. So, eminent domain, that's what it's called. If the hospital pads the city with enough money, they're going to come to your door and they're going to knock on their door and they're going to tell you they're taking your property from you. Now remember, you've raised your family there, your parents raised you in that home, and your grandparents raised your parents in that home. So the home's been in the house for generations in your family. That is supposed to be your piece of the pie, your piece of America that you own. Yet the city, at the hospital or Pentec's slightest wish, will come in and they will take that property from you, forcing you off of it. You can't win it. But what the city council has not realized is, as greedy as the Williamsport Hospital and Pentec is, when are they going to show up at the city council's members' doors and knock on their doors? Are they going to be so quick to say in the name of progress when it's the home that's been in their family and they want to pass their children for generations? Is that going to be progress then? So just think about it. Your taxes only pays rent to the city of Williamsport to have a deed to that property, which that deed is like toilet paper. You can wipe your ass with it when it comes down to eminent domain. That deed means nothing. So there is nothing anybody owns in this country except what the city rents to you. So you need to be aware of how the city is giving away your property for money to Williamsport Hospital and to Pentec College. They are raping the city of Williamsport in the name of the dollar. And they are doing the dirty work for Pentec, and they are doing the dirty work for Williamsport Hospital, not knowing that they will be consumed as well. If you want to smoke on them streets that the hospital supposedly owns, they cannot be in ownership of it if it is maintained by the local government or the Commonwealth, nor if public transportation goes on it. It is not private property. You can do on that as you see fit. You still own that. They just screwed the hospital out of $3 million unless they take all mass transit transportation off that property and they do not maintain it. And that means plowing, that means repairs and everything. That is the only way the hospital could have raped that property away from you, the citizen, you, the owner of the city of Williamsport. So until the next time, and I promise you very soon, I'm hearing more and more from people, plus I have my own problem with slanted local coverage. Now they are free with all other coverage, but they only give you the information and edit everything locally that the city council wants you to have or that they're bigoted against. So until another time, thank you. Join us again for another chapter of Williamsport Today.